2:14 through 17. And I'm reading from the English Standard Version because it just popped out at me. And it just says exactly what I feel. And it reads, "What good is it, my brothers, if someone says he has faith but does not have works?" Woo! Can that faith save him? If a brother or sister is poorly clothed and lacking in daily food, and one of you says to them, "Go in peace, be warmed and filled," without giving them the things needed for the body, what good is that? What good is that? It's no good. So also, faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. Oh my goodness, I'll shout by myself on that one. Faith without works is dead. What good is it if we have all this faith and we don't have any works? Hebrews 11:1 says, let's talk about what faith is. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. In other words, so this scripture here in James is saying, what good is it if we just have faith by itself? So we just read what that definition of faith is. Now it says faith is the substance. So substance is the real physical matter of which a person or thing consists and which has a tangible, solid presence. So faith needs to be, when you say faith is the substance of things, then faith is something tangible. We with you there? Okay. So faith is something tangible. It's something solid. It's a matter, right? It's something. And then it says, for the word evidence, the definition, I should say, is the available body of facts or information indicating whether a belief or proposition is true or valid. So faith is the substance, which is something tangible, of things hoped for, and the evidence, which is the facts, the information, the belief, the proposition of something true or valid, of things not seen. So in other words, faith, we see it, we imagine it, and it's the substance of something that is not seen yet. So we always hear faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. But no one, well, I would say for myself, you may have heard someone, no one taught me how to work my faith. If faith without works is dead, somebody should be saying, how do you work the faith? Am I just by myself? So, that's the title of our message today. How to work your faith, part 1. Because there's too much to go into. So I am teaching, as I said, and like I said, we have handouts, so just relax, and enjoy, and I pray and I trust that you will be blessed. So, and we have slides. You may, if you can read them not. If not, you have this whole presentation is what you'll take home. So when we talk about faith, how do you work your faith? First of all, you need to, and you hear us in this ministry all the time, and so it's important for us to know purpose. The 3 elements to working your faith is purpose, vision, and goals. And we're going to talk about all 3 tonight. Purpose leads to vision. So we believe, especially in this ministry, that everyone comes into this lifetime with a unique and a special purpose. We believe that. But we don't actually decide on our purpose. We discover it. See, a lot of times when we decide on the purpose, a lot of times somebody says, "Oh, you look like you're going to be good at that. You tall. You need to play basketball. You need to do this." So people have already put in their purpose to us. So we think this is it. And a lot of times we go through life with these jobs and everything that people say, "Oh, you're going to be good at that." And we go through these lifetime only to find out later, that's not what I really want to do. So when we talk about purpose, nothing that we decide, "Oh, I'm going to do this." It's something that you discover within yourself. An awareness of our purpose, it enables and empowers us to operate with confidence in the direction of our dreams. Your purpose is your why. Your purpose is your why. It is the essence of who we are, and it serves as a compass for the decisions you make, the actions you take, and the results you achieve. Your purpose is, why do I want to do this? Why? People who understand their purpose have a high degree of mental clarity and self-awareness that make them unstoppable. If you know somebody on purpose, or if you may be on purpose, you are unstoppable. You know what you want called here to do. You know what your purpose is, and nothing is stopping you. You're unstoppable. You have the self-awareness. I know what I'm here to do. The goals they set, it becomes an expression of their values, gifts, talents, and abilities. So someone who is purpose-driven, you look at you could see it comes from the gifts inside of them, the goals, and their talents. They're driven and they're focused on this. That's why you know if you can visualize somebody who's on purpose, because you can tell by their drive. So, one of the things about purpose, how do I find my purpose? That's another thing. A lot of times we think, and I can't tell you how many times I've switched myself. Because you are gifted to do many, 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 many things. And you do many, 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 many things well. But what is that one thing I love to do? And it takes some practice. Like I said, I'm sending you home with things, and you have all of this. So the first thing about purpose is your purpose statement. You have to get a purpose statement together, which means you have to sit down somewhere. So you want to set aside and spend some time alone in an environment that you enjoy. Whether it be the mountains, lake, stream, backyard, some environment that you enjoy. It can be the beach, it doesn't matter. Wherever you choose, you want to make certain it's somewhere peaceful and uplifting, away from noisy demands of daily life, television, and all other distractions. And you want to take a journal to record your notes and ideas. Now, you may say, let me share with you. Everything I'm telling you is what I've done. That's why I'm successful now. What I've learned, I'm telling you what I've learned. And you may say, well, she ain't successful. She's still driving. Spirit's the name of my car, my Fiat, y'all. So when I said, because I haven't manifested another car, I'm happy with what I got. You may say, oh, well, she ain't moved here. She don't have that mattress. Well, I'm not manifesting that. That's not where my focus is right now. When that time comes, believe you me, I will roll up and whatever I manifest. My purpose at this point of my success is helping others find their way, their purpose, vision, and goal, so we can live this life and we know how to work this faith. See, so we can learn how to work this faith. Anyway, so first of all, you're going to make a list of what you value most, okay? These are the core values, and you want to make sure that you may have a long list, but kind of narrow it down to 5, your top 5, okay? Because your core values are as individual as your voice and as a fingerprint. That's how important your core value are. And to give you some examples of what I'm talking about, after you get into your quiet space and you're journaling, your core value could be peace, joy, truth, success, wealth, love, and there's a whole lot of these: spirituality, friendship, wisdom, commitment, creativity, passion, power, honesty, family. And these are just examples. These are not all, but just to kind of give you an idea of what to do when you get into this place, okay? Next, you're going to determine what you enjoy most, all right? Now, this is key. Think back over your life and recall maybe an event or the moment that you felt like you really hit it out the park, like you just really, man, that felt good. We've had moments where we've done something, whether it's a hobby or something that, gosh, that just feels really good. I'm so happy I did that. And it wasn't an issue. You just enjoyed it to the fullest. And then you have to ask yourself, what were you doing and what special talents or gifts did you engage in when you think of that particular moment? What were you doing at that moment that you felt so good? What talents was displayed at that time? What gifts did you show? Okay? And then you want to ask yourself, how do you spend your leisure time? What do you like to do? Remember, we're trying to figure out what you enjoy doing the most. So what do you do in your leisure time? Where do you go? When you finally get that time to yourself, what do you do? What do you enjoy? Then it says, with respect to the job or ideal profession, what do you love doing the most? For whatever job you're on or your profession that you're going in, what is it that you love the most about that? Now, when you feel most fulfilled, or when do you feel most fulfilled in work or play? When do you feel most fulfilled within yourself? What are your most fulfilling relationships? When you get to this question, this is what you want to think. What are your most fulfilling relationships? Is it with friends? Is it with the family, co-workers? Where's the most fulfilling relationships? And are you involved in community projects? What activities do you enjoy doing so much that you completely lose track of time? This is how we're trying to find our purpose. It takes questions and it takes answers. And we're writing these answers down. We're not just saying them in our head. We're writing it down. We're writing it down. So you can visualize yourself as you're writing. Next, you want to identify your talents, gifts, and abilities. So honestly, list the things you know you do well and have a natural ability for doing with excellence. What is something that you do very, very well? And like I said, for myself, I switched. I thought I had it, then I had another awareness, and I had to start all over again. So it's a cycle. You may not hit it the first time. As you get deeper into here and you allow yourself to just answer these questions truthfully to find out what your purpose is, you may get a whole nother revelation at the end of it. And it's okay to go back and do it again. And what I found for myself, and you may find, you may go 5, 6 different things, only to end up at the first one in the beginning that you already knew. But because we do so many things and we do them well, it's kind of takes some weeding out. What is that one thing? Some suggestions to help you get started are writing. What are some of your talents and gifts? Are there writing? Are there speaking, coaching, leading? Do you sing? Are you a good listener? Are you a motivational speaker? Can you guide somebody, teach somebody? Do you build things? Do you develop things? Or you manage things? And do you sing? Are you a performer, etc.? These are some of the things we're talking about when we're looking at gifts and talents. Now, once you have your list of all of these things written down, then you got to write your purpose statement, what your purpose is. I tell you, everybody who is wealthy and doing what they want to do have a purpose statement. They know their purpose. And they have a vision statement. We're going to get into all of that as well. When you study them, Everything else may be different, but the same system, everyone follows the same system. So your purpose statement is a short, concise statement. It's no more than 2 or 3 lines. I know we asked you a whole lot of stuff, but it's only 2 or 3 lines. Ideally, it's going to incorporate the following elements. The products and services you provide. That's what your statement's going to include. The talents and gifts and the abilities you develop and utilize to deliver your products and services. Third, the beneficiary of the products and services you provide. Who are you doing it for? Who's your target market? Who's your target person? 4, the impact or outcome you achieve through the delivery of the products and services you provide. So how do you want to see, how is it ending? Once I do A, B, C, D, and E, how is it ending? What are the results that the people are going to get that I'm servicing, that I'm giving a product to? What is the outcome? What is the results? What's the end results? So an example of a purpose statement, for instance, if you're a vocal artist or a performer, as this is an example of it, it would say, through my CDs and live performances, I entertain and delight audiences worldwide while raising their consciousness, awareness of the beauty inside each and every person. That's a sample of a purpose statement. You're identifying what you do, what your talent is, who your target audience is, and the outcome. The outcome was leaving them with the beauty inside of them. Through your CDs, this is what you're doing. This is the product of this vocalist or performer. And this is what their talent is. They entertain and they delight audiences. And what are they doing with that? They're trying to raise their consciousness and awareness so they can see the beauty inside themselves. All 4 of those elements is in this example. Your next one is for a financial advisor. Some of you are financial advisors. Here's an example of what you would say or could say. I educate and guide individuals and businesses alike in the management and development of a solid financial portfolio and status, raising the fiscal consciousness and financial condition of people in my community, my country, and the world. That's another sample. It covers all 4 of those elements. So this is what you do when you write your purpose statement. We're getting ready to go into visions. What questions do you have for me, if any? Do we have a mic for Adrian? Or you can just holler, I don't know. Or you can take this mic.
Okay, on purpose. Now, how do you, like if you have, you think you have come to a conclusion on your purpose, how do you think beyond that to find your actual purpose? Because I mean, for years and years, I thought my purpose is to be the best wife I possibly be, the best mother, the best grandmother, and I'm kind of content with that. I mean, it brings me a lot of joy. Could I already know my purpose? I mean, could it be that simple, or is that limiting? Okay. That's what I needed to know.
Thank you. It's a great purpose, the wife, but you were created, Adrian, prior to being a wife, prior to being a mother, and all the other things we are. We all have a purpose outside of the role we play, if that makes sense. So, what do you love to do? What does Adrian love to do? Now, I know you love taking care of. We know you love taking care of Doug and the family. No question about it. But inside of that, you write a lot. I see it on Facebook. What do you like to do? What does Adrian? And see, this is what this will help you do. You see what I'm saying? So this is what it is. You may have something, it doesn't take away from nothing else you do. Just like for me, I coach. But it doesn't take away from me being a wife and a mother and a sister and all this other stuff that comes with that package. But yes, I do have a purpose. And it's overwhelming. It overtakes you. At least mine overtakes me. But I just have to take a deep breath like, oh my gosh, you know? And so that's what I was saying, yeah. So there's something in there. When you do it, you're going to find when you get your quiet space by yourself, you know, and Doug may come and he said, no, Doug, this is not your time now. This is my time. His thought may come in your mind. Watch what you come up with. Yes. You're welcome. Any more questions on purpose? Okay. Oh, no questions? Okay. So, our next is vision. Because purpose leads to vision, right? So, Einstein says, imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. That's powerful. It is everything. It's the preview. When we sit and imagine, that's life's coming attraction. This is what's getting ready to happen. You get excited about it. No, I don't see it here in the third dimension, but you got to get out the third and go into the fourth. You don't create in the third dimension. You create in the fourth dimension, and then you bring it into the third dimension. It's like we are avatars. So you create in your mind. That's fourth dimension right there. It just relax, and a lot of times we fight it because when it comes, it's like, oh no, and all the limiting beliefs comes up. You got to dismiss those. Remember when I talked about the prison of paradigms, and we talked about the conscious and unconscious mind, and the conscious mind has it's the ability to accept or reject. Start rejecting stuff. We don't have to accept everything that comes to our mind. If it's not benefiting you, say, these are not my thoughts, you got to go and keep it pushing. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. And if it keep coming, you keep rejecting. In a minute, it'll get the point. So our imagination, so when we see and stuff like whatever, so let it come. Don't block it. Because what may seem out there to you is your normal. That's your new normal. That's your new normal. And we so focused on this normal. What we can see, we don't create here. We create here. And then we bring it forth here. So anyway, this is what vision does. So Einstein said, imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Your vision is your what? Now, we understood that purpose is why you want to do. Your vision is what? So, this is a description of your ideal life. How do you see yourself living? How do you want to live? Take all the bondage off, break every chain, and free your mind. And how do you want to live? Not what you are living, not what you can see here. How do you want to live? And see, that's the problem. We really don't know what we want. We don't know. So that's why purpose is going to help us get the why. We feel like we want to do this. And vision is helping you what? What do you want? Have you ever sat down and wrote down and this is the second bullet point. It says, think forward and imagine every aspect of your future life. Describe it in detail as if you're watching a motion picture. Wow. So while you're in that spot, right, you are going to start, as you start imagining and you just relax, wherever your place is, we've already at that place. We're still in the same spot we started out with, right? And how do you want your life? And start writing the movie. And I was going to bring mine, and I forgot. I was running. But if I can remember, because I wrote several of them. One of them, I get up early in the morning, and I get my coffee, and I'm walking through my mansion. My house is on the beach. And as I pass each room, I'm so happy and grateful for the life I'm living, and I go past my office and I see my lights blinking, but I'll come back later and check the messages because I do know that there's people who want to make appointments and money's already in the bank. So I stroll through my kitchen, and then, I tell my chef, don't worry about it this morning, I'll do my own food for yourself. And I walk through, and as I'm in my kitchen, I sit down and my glass thing, and I'm looking over the ocean and the beach and just inhaling and just thanking the Most High for the glory. Just thanking the Most High, And then I take, and I go run my jacuzzi tub. I hope I ain't doing too much information, but, I do my bubble, light my candle, and it's, I begin my day. And then I go to call down to the office and see what's happening. It goes on and on. And then I plan the vacation, and we wake up in the morning with my husband. Let's go to Hawaii, or let's go to Bali. He liked the islands. Let's go to the Caribbean today. Okay, let's go. And then somebody in the ministry has a plane. Sharika has a plane. And so therefore, we're going to call Sharika up. Can you have my plane ready for me so we can fly over here and catch the boat, get on my ship? I'm just telling you, just living. What do you want? We got to imagine. But if I was here, I said, I'm in Palmdale in the hot desert. It's been 9. That ain't what I want. So I stay focused on what I want, not where I'm at. I've already imagined this. I'm here. Oh, somebody, where you at? You already got it. Stop focusing on something you already created. You created where you at. You may not like it, but we're creators. That was your choice to create wherever you're at by thought. Okay, so your vision. Get your motion picture. You remember, you the star. You the star. Produce it, direct it, whatever you want. But this is what you're doing. You got to do this. I'm telling you how to do it. So your vision is your what? What do you see? What have you become? What have you become? What have you created? And where do you live? These are some questions to get your vision going. And you get your vision, get your mind thinking. Start imagining. What do you see when you imagine? What have you become? What have you become at this point? What have you created? Have you created something? And where do you live? Describe your primary relationships. How do you spend your time and your energy and your financial resources? How do you spend that? What do you do with that now? You're imagining. This is the life. This is your movie. Where and how do you travel or spend your leisure time? This is your movie. These are questions you want to ask yourself in your movie. These are scenes you want to see in your movie. This is Act 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in your movie. Make your movie. Hey, make your movie a reality. My goodness. So busy watching all these reality shows, so-and-so's wife and so-and-so's wives and all in their business, and then they gossip and all that stuff. I tell you, I went home and my daughter was just dropping by. And I said, what is this? And on the TV, and it was this one. Shh, 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 mama. What? Oh, this got to go. Not up in here. It's shifting my atmosphere. I don't care about nobody's wives. They have made it. They making their movie while you watching their movie. You need to be making your movie. Let them watch you. Hey. My goodness. Somebody need to turn it on your channel. They already made it. And we still sitting. Girl, did you see what they did yesterday? What they got to do with your movie? What are you imagining? We get to TV is such a distraction. Give yourself a TV day. I tape what I like to watch. And I give myself a day to watch it. And then that's it. Everything else is focused on me. in my movie. You know, I've got to this place because of my movie. I ain't through writing the script. My goodness. I ain't through writing my script. My goodness. All right. What businesses, we still talking about vision. What businesses and projects do you engage in? How do others experience you, and how is their lives changed and made better by your services or the products you created? See, it's about serving others. If we get that down pat, we're okay. See, what happens, we chase a dollar. We chase money. Money is currency. Currency moves. So you're chasing something that keeps moving. And you don't catch it because it keeps moving. Money is in exchange for a service provided. You better write your movie and find out what product you need to be created and what service you need to provide if you want the exchange of money to be magnetized to you. Can't nobody give you nothing, you're not doing nothing. That's what money circulates. So you got to do something. When you find your purpose, it'll be a product or a service. And when we focus on what we do, we don't have to worry about the exchange, because the universe will make sure the exchange is equal or even better than the service provided. Okay. Describe your primary relationships. How do you spend your time? I already said that, huh? Your energy, your financial resources. Where and how do you travel and spend your leisure time? All of this is in your vision. We're still writing our movie. Remember, your vision is not the goal. It's an inspirational story, one which you will continue to enhance and embellish as you keep meditating on the image and deposit it in the rich, fertile soul of your subconscious mind, which is your direct link to the spirit. So your vision is not your goal, because you'll keep, once you reach that, then you do another vision statement. See, I got here, so now I need to write it somewhere else, because I already made this movie, and I'm getting the royalties for the reruns. Getting the royalties from the reruns. And now, here I go with my next movie. It's not the goal. It's your story. Vision is the key connector between one's daily goal and one's lifetime purpose. It's your connection. Because once we found out why, and then the vision, now we see what we want, and the next thing is the goal. So it's that middle connection between the two. That's the bridge. And it needs to be written down. And you need to read it as much as you can. Put it on the wall, refrigerator, I don't care. Wherever you need to, bathroom mirror, don't matter. It doesn't matter. Yes, it's radical. Yeah. Because we're just so programmed to yes. Yes, sir. Okay. Go get this. Okay. Go do this. Okay. And we don't want to. It's hard for us to research and learn stuff for ourselves because we've just been taught. We really didn't have to a lot of times. You know, it's just whatever somebody said, we went with it. We went with it. That's why when it said faith without works is dead, nobody questioned how you work your faith. I'm telling you right now, that's how you work your faith. Because it says faith is the substance. We already talked about substance is something tangible. So faith ain't nothing of flying around the air. It's something you need to touch. It's the substance of things hoped for, right? Imagine, substance of things imagined, and the evidence of things not seen, okay? And it's the facts and the information of something that's not seen. This is what faith is, because it's getting ready to come, but it's the substance. It's this. All right, we're getting ready to move to goals. Vision leads to goals. What questions do you have for me? We good? We're moving on. Oh, we're going to be going in a minute. Okay. Goals. Your goal is your how. Your goal is your how. You must have a goal roadmap. You must figure out what you need to get from here, which is your present state, to there is where you're going. Okay? You have to have this roadmap. You make those your goals. Whatever you figure out that you're going to need to get from here, here, and here. These are the goals. You have to map out your course of little goals on the way to the desired outcome. So, for me to get here, and I lived in Compton, from Compton. For me to get here and go to my dad's in Compton, that's the goal. So what do I need to do? I got to get somewhere first, right? Don't have to pass something? I got to get on 14. I got to pass Santa Clarita first. I play Acton. Coming from Palmdale, I got to pass Acton. So when I reach Acton, that's a goal. Because if I don't reach Acton, I can't reach Compton. Oh, my goodness. Going down to 14. See, it's not really that deep. So you set up a map, a road map, okay? If I want to be this, then I need to do A, B. Let me do some research. Okay, if I got to do, I need to study this, or I need to take this course, and I need to do all of that so I can get to my desired outcome. But we try to jump to the desired outcome. You ain't got no goal set. We ain't got no map how you gonna get there. You just know what you want. Faith, I'm just believing. I'm just believing. I'm believing. Okay. Now we know how it works. You must figure out, did I do that? Yes. Oh, I did all that. All right. Once you have envisioned your ideal life, we're back to vision, because purpose leads to vision. Vision leads to the goal. I can't get there. Even I know my why, but if I don't see the life I want, how can I set goals to get there? Because I don't know. You don't know. You haven't seen anything. A lot of times we do vision on somebody else. Oh, girl, you need to, and we live in somebody else's life. That's why we don't ever get nothing. Somebody else's life. That ain't your life. Get a life. Get a life. Get your life. Get a life. Now, once you have envisioned your ideal life, you are ready to set the goals and engage in co-creative partnership with the universal laws, which, like I said, this is part one. And once this is done, then we're going to be breaking down every law. There's so many laws. But we have to know, we have to have a purpose, goal, and a vision first. Then, when we learn about the laws, we're able to operate with wisdom. We're not just saying stuff and doing stuff, not knowing and having a purpose while we're doing it. That makes sense. So, this is how you live with vision. Live your vision, I should say. Goals provide direction and order to your thoughts and enable you to determine and execute effective daily actions. All right? Your goals, see, they act like a stepping stones, and they're milestone markers along the way as you move your vision into form. All right, I'm going to slow that down. They are the doing part of your vision. So, we have our vision. We did our purpose. We broke that down for you. We have our vision. We wrote it all down. This is my movie. This is my ideal life. And so as these goals, we start planning these goals. If I need to do this, I need to do that. And these are your goals. You ain't somebody else telling, well, no, man, girl, I think you should do this. No. Listen to your inner man. You got this far without help. Listen to your inner man and let divine direction give you direction. What worked for somebody may not work for you. So, you set these markers along the way. Because, remember, Einstein said, the imagination is a preview of what we're going to bring into form, pretty much. So these goals help bring your vision to form. Okay. Once you have your roadmap in place, there are 3 things you want to remember. first is just because you have the roadmap, it doesn't mean that what you desire is just going to happen. Just because you got the roadmap, you got it mapped out. You know, when I coach my young people, they got roadmaps. I said, what do you think you need to do? I don't tell them what to do. I said, what do you think you need to do? Oh, I think I need to do this. I'll write it down. There's your goal way over here, and you got all this to fill in. And you may need another sheet. But you get them to start thinking, I need this, I need that, and I need that, right? So it doesn't mean it's just going to happen just because we got it written down. Faith without works is dead. That's why a lot of time we've been believing and hoping and nothing happened because we ain't worked it because nobody told us how to work it. You work it through your thoughts. You work it through your mind. You will let the divine, the most high inside of divinity in you work the faith and tell you and teach you how to work it. So you must begin moving in the direction of the thing you desire, and you must stay focused and involved. You can't just sit back. So when let's see, which one was it? So after my job closed down, 2014, 12 and a half years, supervisor, didn't think I would ever, told my husband, I ain't gonna never quit here. This is just, because I just love what I did. I didn't have to quit. They quit for me. So I'm like, okay, Vicki. And so I had a little moment there. What do you do? So I stayed up for a year and a half and finished doing some stuff and, trying to find out purpose because I thought that was purpose because I liked what I did. So I had to go inside myself. And so anyway, fast forward. When I decided to go back into the workforce, I said, gosh, I need to get some money. I need to get back in the work area. Here I am. I was 57. I don't know. I don't keep it with how long I've been alive on the earth. But to kind of give you a 57, I think, 57 had to be. So I'm going out, right? And I'm at Magic Mountain with everybody else, with the teenagers. Okay? I'll send out my stuff, no response. I said, I got to do this. I'm at Magic Mountain, and I sat in there, and I said to myself said, I said, self. And I looked at myself with all of these 16, 17-year-olds, and I'm like, wow. So I had an interview. I said, Vicki, and of course, that negativity. You starting over again. You too old. You too, and I'm struggling with this. I'm like, I am in here. And I had a chance to relocate, but I didn't trust the company for me to relocate to Texas, and you closed down in Texas. I ain't following you around this world closing down. And now they bought out by Marriott. So, I don't even know. But anyway, and I'm sitting there, and I had to ask myself something, and I go through the application. It's just, when I say humbling, and so I walk out, and they call a second interview, and I go in for the second interview, and I sit there, and I come back, and kids half younger than my daughter's interviewing me. And I don't know if anybody been through that. And you just go through that, and you can run the company, but yet you got to be interviewed by somebody 3. And and you walk out, and then they say, we don't think. I'm like, okay. But you don't stop. So I knew I was going to manifest a job. So I manifested a job in Hollywood and with the hotels and all of this other stuff. And there was people, MBAs and all this. I ain't got all that stuff. And I'm sitting in this room, and it was 5 hours. It was 5 interviews and all of this stuff. But I knew I was going to get it. And I kept magnetizing it. And I visualized myself having that. And I knew that wasn't the goal. But but I got there. And then I got there, and I knew that wasn't the goal. I said, Vicki, this is not going to work. So I wanted to do what I wanted to do. So I needed to get closer. That was one reason, too. So therefore, I got closer. And I visualized the company up here that I was working at. Notice I said was. Some of you haven't heard. After I preached my Prisoner Paradigm message, I went in Monday and quit. But so I've been doing this full time since then. And let me tell you this. Yeah. So I'm getting there to tell you this, because I'm almost done. I got like 2 more slides. So I visualized the position up here. Because first of all, I visualized parking spaces, first of all, because we parked in this structure. And I don't like to be underground. And I was getting off at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. And you had to walk through the mall and go underground, you know. And traffic is horrific. But that's where you're supposed to park. I wanted to park on the 3rd level. But every time you go there, the sign is up for the 3rd level that they are full. And I said, no, I need a parking spot right in front of the elevator. When I get out, I'll walk out and get in my car. And only got 3 levels to go to get out. And I would go past the signs. And the spot would be, I would say, about 95% of the time, the spot was right there for me. I rode the train down, and I had to connect just to make it there. It's just crazy. It was just crazy stuff I was doing. To connect to the red line, which, that was a whole ministry by itself. To connect to the red line to go to the job. But if the train didn't come right on time, then I was going to be late. And so I had to go in early, so I just started visualizing it. And I literally just started sitting in the train there. And then that day, yes, I made the connection. So then when I decided I got tired of working on Sundays, I said, well, I will need to be off on Sundays. So I started visualizing myself. I went through these steps, especially the visualization one. And I started visualizing myself being off on Sundays. I saw myself here in service. I saw me standing up for praise. I just saw it. When all of a sudden my schedule was I was off Sunday mornings. I had to go in the afternoon, but I made service. That wasn't good enough. I wanted Sundays off completely. Matter of fact, I wanted weekends off because I was just tired. And I started putting that in perspective, following the same system. And a job up here called me, hey, we don't work on weekends. So I got the job up here. And while there, I had a chance to do, and I saw myself training them like I'm doing now on a team basis, another thing I do for teams at jobs. And when I went in to quit the first time, my supervisor was talking to me. We talked 45 minutes. She said, and I didn't tell her nothing. I told nobody. She said, I see you training us a couple times. Can you do that before you leave? I said, oh, yeah, that's what I want to do. So I I did that. And then I got there, and it got overwhelming. And so to your question earlier about purpose, I couldn't take it no more. I sat there, and I just got overwhelmed. It's like, I can't do it. I just got so full of what I wanted to do. And after I preached that message is when I went in and I said, I'm gone. And so I have no medical, because my husband had, when he retired, if you get off they retire, you can't get back on it. But I was at my other job, so I didn't need it. It was cheaper. Oh, no, don't worry about it. I'll get off and take it there. Then the job left, right? So I have no medical. And if you're like me, you probably say, oh, well, your husband's working, so it's okay. No, but when you're used to living on 2 incomes, then you're used to living on 2 incomes. So it don't matter if you're single or married. When one's gone, one's gone. Okay? But I told him, I said, I can't. I'm not going to say he was all in favor, because, our awareness is different. But anyway, I went in, and so he knew. After he heard me preach, he said, I already know. Yeah, so I did. And I will tell you, I started manifesting, and I started writing my affirmations and what I want to see happen. And I walked in, and one day, I received enough money that covered me for a whole month's salary in one day, and only 2 hours of work or 3 hours of work. So you don't never worry about the how, but I plan. See, my goals is I need to do this, and I need to get myself set up, and I need to get my website this, and so I have all of these goals, but my ultimate outcome is still here. So this is what I'm saying about goals. You just you don't know how it's going to come out. But if you truly know it's your purpose, then start moving in that direction. I ain't telling you to quit, but start moving in that direction of that thing you desire, and I will guarantee you doors. I'm telling you, it's some testimonies, because it's some people I'm working with now, some testimonies. I tell you, start moving in that direction, and doors and windows and vents and air conditioned things are open. You don't, and you may be expecting to come from adult, but it's coming from a vent. I'm just saying, just stay focused. So anyway, on goal. And we're going to let you go. Secondly, don't get so carried away with every detail in place. You know, some of us are, I got to do this first, and then when that get done, and when that get done, no, just start moving. The plan doesn't have to be perfect. It don't have to be all figured out. Just start moving, and then you'll see how to go further. So just to get to as much as you can get, and then you can see how to go further. You know, that's just like the street. I want to go down Avenue L. I don't know what it looks like down there, but if I get to Sierra Highway, then I can make my right, and then I'll see how to get further. Okay? Thirdly, enjoy your journey. Enjoy your journey, and it's okay to make adjustments on the way. It doesn't have to be picture perfect. I told you I started my purpose over 3 or 4 times. And each time I got more and more awareness of what I really, really wanted to do. So it is okay. It's exciting to see how things unfold. That's the fun of being on purpose. What questions do you have for me? All right. The last slide says, this is how you work your faith. When they say faith without works is dead, now you know how to work it. Now you know how to work it. I trust that you are blessed this evening. I have handouts of the whole presentation so you can go home if you choose to. This may not be your thing, but if you choose to, you have the whole thing and you can go step by step by step and watch. If you commit to it, and we'll talk a little bit more about visualizing at another time, but I tell you, when you visualize it and you lock in on it, it has to happen. And that's what, okay, 2 more seconds. I'm like Bishop with all these different closes. Okay, just one more thing, just to help you. There are 3 types of goals. Did I tell you this before? I don't know, I say it so much, I don't know who I talk to. There's 3 types of goals. There's an A goal. You can have a C. There's an A goal, there's a B goal, and there's a C goal. Now, the A goal, that's the one that you know how to do. See, what happens to us, we set the wrong goal. That's why we don't get anywhere. Because if you set an A-type goal, you already know how to do it. So that ain't helping nobody. That ain't even helping you. Somebody said, I need... somebody know right. I want to buy a new car. Did you buy a new car before? Yeah. But, that's not a goal because you already know how to buy a new car. That ain't a goal. That's a good goal. That's something nice to have. But that's not a goal because you've already done it. So then there's a B-type goal. The B-type goal is kind of like we talked about a little earlier when we're trying to line all the little ducks in a row. If I do this and I do that, then I can get to here. So that's like if you're on a job and you have to certify to go to another level, or you got to interview and go through all this to get to the next level, or you have to do certain things if you're in a call center like I was, and certain things you had to say on the call, and then you would be certified for the next level. But if you miss one of those, you stayed where you're at. You know what I'm saying? So whatever that is. So those are the things that we line up in a row. And so that's a B-type goal. Now, nothing really wrong with that goal, but it's not going to hold your interest once you get there because of the fact it's not your purpose. And then there is the C-type goal. That's the goal you want. That's the goal that scares you and excites you at the same time. That's the goal. So you turn if you can picture in your mind a triangle, and at the bottom, say on your left side, on my left, your right probably, that is your, what is that? That's the fantasy. I think that's the fantasy. So you're thinking about something, right? Yes, that's the fantasy. That's the imagination that Einstein is talking about. That's at the bottom. So to get to the point up here is going to be theory. So that's where your goals come in place. That's where you comes the ABC goal. How you're going to get this fantasy, this vision in my head to become a theory. And so once you become a theory, and then the bottom one over here is fact. How do you make your theory a fact in your life? How do you bring that faith to the evidence? How do you bring it there? So when you get to there, okay, so I have my theory, I have my fantasy, I'm doing A, B, C, D, and E, okay. So, I'm doing the C goal because it's exciting me at the same time. So I'm up at the top with my C goal, the one I'm really connected to. I'm scared and excited at the same time. That should put off a vibration. That should give you such an emotion like, oh my gosh, oh, that is going to be great when I do that. When that happens, that energy pulls in everything needed to make it happen, because the subconscious connects to the emotional mind. And the subconscious cannot reject or accept. The subconscious only can do what it feels. That's why I can tell you right now, if I wanted you to cry, I would tell you I need you to cry. And the first thing you would tell me is that, oh, I thought of a sad thought. And then your emotion caught it, right? And then what the reaction was, tears. Same thing. So you get excited. Every door, every crack, whatever it is that's to come to you to make it happen, that is magnetized to you. And then it becomes a fact in your life. Then you have the evidence, the substance that faith is. The substance, the tangible. Then you have that. Then you do it again. But what happens is, and this is another teaching, but what happens when we get there, fear of what if this, what if that, all this other stuff comes up, and we entertain it, and we slow down, or we try to figure out how, and it slows it down, if it comes at all. So that's why it's important to always think on these things that are good rapport, all of that, what we learned on Sunday. So just wanted to leave you with that. Hope you were blessed. And yeah.